And we are live. What is going on? What is going on, chat? What is up, YouTube? Say hello to YouTube, chat, even though you're not on the screen. That could be something I add in the future. But what is going on? It is MUTFocus, episode number 6. Thank y'all for tuning in. It is Madden season. This is the pre-Madden 22 edition of MUTFocus. And for those of y'all who do not know what this is my second episode live, doing it live on Twitch. This is my 6th episode on YouTube. First 4 episodes I did back in Madden 19, I think. And I don't know why I was gone from it for so long. I just never got back. I never got back around to it, but I decided, you know what, I should stream it. It might be a little easier. I don't have to record. I can just sit here freestyle, record it live, rather than record it live by myself. I don't know. I feel like I talk better when I'm streaming rather than just talking to myself. So I feel like it works better. But here in Madden 22, I am planning on making it more of a regular thing. Episode 5 was kind of a test run. There's a lot that came out that week. I think that was Team Diamonds 2 that came out. So there was a lot to go over that week. I think also there was like an AP point limit. I mean, you can go ahead and watch that episode if you want, but that information is pretty irrelevant now. Same thing with all the other previous episodes. Pretty irrelevant info, but hey, if you feel like going and give it a watch, you can go check me out on YouTube. It's Flames Mut, all one word. But yeah, I think that's really all I got to say for the intro. So let's move on. People in Twitch chat, if my voice isn't loud enough, the music isn't loud enough, just let me know. I will make adjustments accordingly. But for now, let's just jump on into first segment, which is first impressions. Perfect. Good. Cool. So chat, how y'all feeling about Madden 22 so far? If y'all have played, I do want to be interactive with the chat. If any of you guys got questions about the game, it doesn't even have to be related to the current topic I'm talking about. Just ask me questions, and I will every so and then answer questions if you got any, because I'm sure you may have some. Like Pac-Man asked me earlier, should he take Devin Hester or Junior Seau? I mean, it's obviously got to take. The obvious choice is Devin Hester. He's a way better card, and linebackers they still don't animate very well. I do hear that they animate a little better on next gen than they did last year, but still it's not very well. They don't animate very well. They don't jump unless you put lurker on them, and that's just not really worth it. Wasting AP on a linebacker unless it's one of your favorite players. Joe in the building. Happy Friday, Joe. I need water already. I haven't talked this much in a while. But yeah, I want to be interactive with the chat. So if you got any questions, oh shoot, you're right, Nick. I do need to tweet it out. I literally forgot. So yeah, let's jump on back in. So yeah, first impressions on this game. Let's talk, chat. Those who have played it, again, let me know what you think of the game so far. Gameplay wise, this is it's a lot to talk about when it comes to the gameplay. It's really early, but so far it seems like an improvement. Oh my god, zones are broken right now. They're completely broken. I was gonna get into that eventually, but they'll fix them. I would hope that they will fix them. I haven't played a game of head-to-head yet myself. Comments I'm making are just based off of what I've played in solos. I haven't played that much yet, but just mainly comments on how the movement feels, how different plays against the CPU works. But when it comes to head-to-head, yeah, zones are completely broken. and I would hope that they fix it on the day 1 patch, which I think is either sometime tonight or on the 20th. I think the 20th is technically day 1, so that's probably when the patch will come out. I'll be playing some Head Dead tonight at some point during my 12-hour stream. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry, you might be a little too late for the party, but if you're live on Twitch, if you're watching with me on Twitch, I will be live playing the game at midnight when the game launches up until about 10:15 a.m. That's when I went live. I think it was like 10:15. It might have been before. 10:15 a.m. That's the ending point. It might not be 12 hours exactly, but you get the point. So that's my little plug there. Back on into the topic at hand. Yeah, gameplay. It feels like an improvement. The movement in general, it feels faster. The speed feels slightly faster, and I noticed that back in the beta. And it seems that they didn't touch the movement really at all since the beta, which is fine. There's still definitely some negatives when it comes to the movement. Regards to acceleration, I think the beta, ever since the beta, that's a little improved. It was really bad in 21. When I talk about acceleration, I mean the ball carrier acceleration. I felt like in next gen on 21. The receiver would catch the ball, or the running back would take the handoff, and they would have less acceleration getting to full speed than the defender. So it just felt like it was impossible to take a corner on the field to try and get around the defenders, because it felt like the defenders had an edge on you running. It feels like that's improved a little bit. Every once in a while, I will notice that maybe the acceleration isn't perfect through playing the solos. Maybe not being able to run around a certain player when clearly I have a speed advantage, but yeah, the acceleration feels a little better. But I think probably the worst part about the movement still is just like ball carrier moves, or just like changing direction in general. It still feels so stiff. And I think it's improved a little bit. Some of the juke animations are still the same. They're still the same. As to what it was on Madden 21 for next gen. Pac-Man says it's like Madden 21, PS4, and PS5 had a baby. I would use that comparison for Madden 21 for Madden 22 for current gen. We'll dive into Madden 22 current gen very much on the PS4. I'm mainly talking about Madden 22 on the next gen systems, but I did play a little bit of last gen, current gen, whatever you want to call it. That is what I feel like is what you're describing, Pac. I don't know if you played the game on a PS4 yet, if you played the PS4 version yet, but it definitely feels different. The movement is a little more stiff. The speed is a little slower, but it's not close to as slow as it is on PS5. But it's still slower than what Madden 20 was on PS4. So I feel like the way you describe it there. See, here's how you rank it: the slowness and stiffness of acceleration. The slowest is Madden 21 on PS5 last year. Then it's Madden 22 on PS5. Then it's Madden 22 on PS4, and then it's Madden 21 on PS4. If that makes sense, that's kind of how the rankings go. But I'd say that the in between point is Madden 22 on PS4. It definitely feels different. So if y'all are out there, still haven't gotten the game yet, still haven't got your hands on the game yet, that is how it feels on PS4 if you do not have next gen consoles yet. Same goes with Xbox One. I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm talking a lot. Trying to think. That's like the big thing when it comes to gameplay, because like I said earlier, we haven't I mean, some have, but me myself personally, I've not played online yet, so I can't really comment too much on how the game feels like when it comes to like routes and zones. I know zones are broken, but I don't know how like receivers run their routes, if man coverage is still OP or not. It wasn't in Madden 21 for PS5, but I don't know how that was adjusted this year. Trying to think. Yeah, I would just say the overall feel of the game, definitely an improvement. Brady says some of the receivers have new route running animations. Yeah, I think they did say that before the game came out. That was one of their selling points. And I'm sure there's plenty of new animations all across the board. I have seen some. And that's cool. There are some animations that do like affect gameplay. I would say for the most part, animations really don't. They're more of like a look thing, but there are some animations that are like really, really annoying. And y'all can relate. There's certain animations that are like, they're worse than others by far. And I can't obviously explain those right now, but like when they happen, you're like, oh, I hate that anime. I hate that animation so much because it like it shouldn't be there. I haven't seen as many of those this year so far, but obviously it's early. This game is not perfect. There are going to be some really shitty, some really crappy animations. That's just how it goes. But as long as there's improvements, as long as it's a step in the right direction, that's all we can hope for, right? Just a progressively better game year after year after year, till eventually we get a decent football game. Well, I'm saying I'm a lot. So yeah, I kind of wish I could talk about this a little longer, but then again, I also, like I said, I haven't played this game enough yet to really make too many gameplay impressions. But I mean, we'll be talking about this throughout the whole thing, but briefly, as far as MUT goes, I'm gonna really get into the depth of this at the very end, before the outro. Future MUT 22 is when I really talk about this in depth. But my first MUT impressions, honestly, guys, I'm not happy about it. I'm not liking it, man. I'm not liking the feel. I'm not liking the vibe. It just doesn't feel rewarding. I guess that'd be a good way to explain it. It just doesn't feel rewarding as compared to last year. Last year was a great year in MUT. They did some really great things in MUT last year. But I feel like the number one emphasis they took on this year was the way you level up, and maybe it was a little too quick in 21, but I'm getting too far. But in 22, it's so much slower. They raised the XP for each level by so much. I feel like they just went so... It's overkill, man. It really is overkill. Unless you're botting like my guy Cody. Love you, Cody. I'm giving him crap because he's been botting. I just hope you don't get banned, bro. I just hope you don't get banned. Same goes to my guy Cheese if he starts botting, but I'll believe when I see it. Yeah, unless you're botting on it's only on PC anyways. You can only bot if you're on PC. But unless you're botting, it's a struggle. It's a grind. I'm only level 15 and I've been playing the game for like, I'll be honest, about 20 to 30 hours. Over 20, so. Could have been more though. Less than other years during the trial period. But yeah, yeah, so far, I mean, there's obviously good things in MUT. It doesn't feel like there's much content right now to start with. But I'm sure that'll ramp up as the year goes on. It's just not as much as we're used to seeing. As far as souls to grind, cards to get, So overall impressions of MUT right now, they're not the greatest. There's obviously good things that I'll talk about later on. But just a brief overview of my MUT impressions. They're not the greatest, but there's a few good things here and there. And like I said earlier, gameplay, it feels like an improvement, for sure. But it still has ways to go. I don't think they're gonna fix everything this year, but I think they're gonna fix it progressively year after year. I hope they really focus on animation. Yeah, animations, but also mainly the movement. I feel like they need to consistently polish that as the year goes on, and years beyond. I get their point. Like, they've come out and said this. Clint said this. They didn't feel like the movement was realistic enough on last gen, which it makes sense. But I feel like they went too far. And it's really not a matter of it being too slow. More of a matter of the acceleration and the direction changing and the ball carrier moves and all that type of stuff. I feel like those still have ways to go. I think the speed isn't that bad. The speed is not really an issue. So yeah, like I said, it's probably not going to be all fixed. We're not going to see it perfect maybe until 23, maybe not until 24. But aside from the movement and all that, so far the game other than that, the gameplay feels pretty good. Not a whole lot to complain about. Obviously your everyday Madden stuff that we're used to every year, that probably will never go away. But that's just part of the game. So that's me diving in a little more on the gameplay impressions. Kind of went out of order. I did gameplay, then MUT, then gameplay, but there are some thoughts I just had to remember a little bit. So I think that wraps up my first impressions. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far. Hope you're tolerating it a little bit. Maybe you're like me and you've played it a little bit on current gen and next gen as well. I definitely think it's really cool that they definitely did put in work into current gen. Even though it's not the greatest changes, they made it feel more like it does on next gen. More than I wanted it to, but still, it's definitely easier to play solos and stuff like that. The gameplay is definitely easier on current gen still. So if you're like me, you might want to be playing solos on current gen. I don't know yet. Maybe like solo battles for sure I'll be playing on current gen. But as far as head to head goes, I'll probably try to stick on next gen just to get used to it. But yeah, it's cool to have access to both. I definitely have both games downloaded. So yeah, hopefully you're like me and you've been able to play both if you're on next gen. Because it's definitely cool to see that they made work on the last gen copy. They didn't have to do anything. They could have just left it the same, but they didn't. So shout out to EA for that. I think it's safe to move on at this point. Otherwise, I would just be ranting. So, here's a big one. Popular Stranger made a really good video about this today, titled "What to do first on a no money spend account." But really, it's kind of like a guide on like different things you can do. What all to do in MUT to start out. And it doesn't include Stranger Danger. Yep. I really want to play that clip, but I'm not. Because it's gonna be on YouTube, so I'm not trying to play any clips. But I got you when the stream starts. You should start out by building a deck. You are very correct, Brady. If you do not know, my guy Popular Stranger is trying to build a deck. So if you would be so kind, next time he's live, if you wanna donate him some money to help him out, build that deck. He's been wanting it for a while. I'm sure he would appreciate money for his deck fund. Thank you for your... I can't say it. I can't be serious during this. I can't hold it, man. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your kindness. Money for big decks. I mean, he does want to build a big deck. Yes. Yes, Joe. That was off topic, but I think I blame Cody. I mean, Cody. Brady. I'm sorry, Brady. I blame Brady for that. Cody's not even in here. What kind of wood is he using for his deck? I don't know, man. You'll have to ask him. But yeah, my guy Pop made a really good video. Go check it out. Basically everything I'm about to go over, he kind of beat me to it. But he's not the only one that's done it. I'm sure other YouTubers have made a similar thing as well. I saw Gufflox made a video recently on just like what to do in MUT, because maybe you don't know exactly what to do. Maybe you're new and you just don't know what to do starting out. Maybe you're in here lurking, and I know a lot of people in here are vets right now. They're MUT vets. But if you're new to MUT and you're in here lurking, this part's for you, I guess. And I know Pag was asking me questions last night, like what should I do first and stuff like that. Sorry to throw you on the bus there, Pag, but nothing wrong with that. I mean, I didn't know what to do right away either. So I don't want to waste any of my trial time, so I took a lot of screenshots on my PS5. Because I'm being cautious. I think there might be a chance that it's still gonna be you might go to, because this happens every year. I might go to the game at midnight, and it's still gonna think I'm playing the trial. I think that was like that for like 30 minutes last year, so that's why I still want to keep trial time. Hopefully I get my pre-order packs. I didn't pay attention to the pregame. That's fine, Pack. I mean, not everyone did. You didn't even think you were gonna buy the game then. So yeah. So with that little intro out of the way, I don't know shit about Madden here to learn. Hey, that's fine, Nick. All right, so let me get this set up here. Don't want that yet. Alright. So when you first jump on into MUT, you would be doing campaign. It's pretty much the only thing you can do, aside from early access, which I will get into in a few minutes. Campaign is what you want to be doing first. As you see there, you get an elite pack, which I haven't unlocked yet. You don't get that till the very end. I don't even know if it's worth it. You're probably just gonna get all golds and an 80 overall. Is it really worth it to grind all the souls till the very end to get that elite pack? Not really. But you get your team captain from campaign. That's worth it. You get 100k coins. Wish it would be a little bit more considering how long the solos take. It's like a week by week. It's structured week by week. You play through the preseason, then week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all up into the playoffs. And you got to play 3 or 4 standard solos, but then you have to play the full game. A full game solo every single week. It's a pain. It's a grind. But here's why it is worth it. Warren, what's up? Here's the rewards. You are here. Thank you for being here. Here's the full rewards. You also get 230 training, 7 common or better strategy items, 5 silvers, 16 golds, which will help your team out to start. 1 power up, a 62 to 82 power up pass, which you get the 2 power up things through the sets, which I will show. But then you get a 75 overall campaign player, which you can use in any of these sets. Now they range from 80 overall to 88 overall. So you would think, why don't I just do the 88? Well, one, the 88 is Travis Kelce. You don't want Travis Kelce when you may be able to get Kyle Pitts, and there's also a George Kittle that you get later on in the game. But the 87 overall Jair Alexander is a really good card. Shout out to Pack. But the reason why you might not want to do that Jair, unless you're a Packers fan, is because the sets get very progressively more difficult to complete. They require golds and elites. I don't know the exact set cost. I would check if I was in the game, but then again, I also don't want to be wasting my trial hours right now. But I can say that as you get higher in overall, the sets are harder to complete. If you pick like an 80 to 82 overall, you probably can get that card for free just based on the cards you get from the campaign solos. I picked Lane Johnson. I had to buy a few cards to do this set, but I did him because obviously, me being an Eagles fan, I don't know if you can tell or not, but yeah. What's up, Silver? Who's Flames? I don't know. Brady says Trey White is better than Jair Alexander. I don't know about that. That is very, very debatable. But yeah, that's the whole deal with the 75 overall player. You can pick one of 32. That will be the card that you're stuck with. That card, you can't exchange it. That's the card that you will then have to exchange other cards. Pack, I'll get into that later. I'll get into that. Remind me, I will get into that later. Not now. So yeah, you get the 75 overall player really early on, so you kind of have to know. You have to know right away, because I think you need that 75 overall to even play the solos. So you have to know what player you want to pick. It's kind of a pressure decision. Like, I didn't know who I had to take like 10 minutes to figure out who I wanted. But then I'm like, I'm just going with Lane Johnson. So that's the campaign. That's probably what you want to be doing first. And the big thing because of that, let me go a little further in. This is getting a little out of order here, but where's it at? I think these are those are the dailies. Okay, so here's the ultimate season. First quarter. And you don't see it on here. I don't know why. I thought I captured all of them. But the first objective on this objective list, which gives you XP, I will get more in XP in a little bit. The first objective on this list is 175 stars in Ultimate Season. I mean, 175 stars in the campaign. So that is why I think if you don't feel like grinding the same solo over and over again for a good bit, you can get 15k XP from getting 175 campaign stars. I don't know for sure if it's worth it. If you're talking about time versus time, I think you can probably spam the same solo, which I will go over in a little bit. I don't have a capture of it, but I might go into the game and go through and show you. I'll show you the best solo to grind XP. It's common knowledge, I think, at this point around the community, but if you don't know, then you don't know. But I'm pretty sure time versus time, you would probably be better off spamming the same solo rather than getting the 15k objective, which you need to get 175 stars in the campaign, which does take a while. It probably, I would say, roughly takes like 8 hours. Probably a little less, depending on those full games. The full games, I played them all on 1 star. I probably could have played them on 3 stars, but I didn't want to sweat. The CPU kind of does get sweaty if it's on 3 stars, especially if you have a really bad team to start out like in the 70s. I would give it a try on 3 stars, but you might be smart. You might be smart to just play it on 1 star, because you can still get the bonus stars, the bonus objectives, and get 3 star per solo. Pack, what solo are you playing? Is it an EA Access one? As I feel like you've been playing that solo for a while. Wait, that's getting a little out of order. That was, I wanted to be that was saved for when I was talking about objectives and the... Yeah, talking about the objectives. I feel like that was a good point to say that while I'm on the topic of campaign. Because that's the reason why you want to be... That's the only reason you would probably play campaign. Other than... I mean... You don't get the power-up and the power-up pass until later on. I would say like week 6 or 7. So maybe you want to stop at that point. Because if you're no money spent, that 6282 power-up pass is nice. And you do get a random power-up too, so it could be Tyreek Hill. Wait, no, I did lie. It's a fantasy pack. No, in the fantasy pack, they give you a choice of like 10 power-ups. But those power-ups, they are they only go up to 81 or 82. So they take 80 or 81 overall cards to power up. That's why it kind of links in with the power pass that you get, because you can use that power pass on one of those power ups that you get from the fantasy pack. I wish it was like a random power up. That way it would give you the chance of pulling Tyreek Hill or something. But it's still, I think, worth it. I think I picked Anthony Harris because he's an Eagle. He'll probably be a backup for me, but still, he helps out with Eagles chem. Unfortunately, Raheem Mostert is not one of the power-ups that you can select, which is really annoying that they decided to exclude him from that list, because you'll see later on, he's probably one of the best budget players in the game. Spoiler alert, he has 88 speed, which is crazy for an 81 overall this early on. Raheem Mostert, that's one of Pac-Man's favorite running backs. Isn't that right, Pac? The campaign full Chiefs one. What star are you playing it on? If you're playing on 3 stars, you might want to tone it down a little bit, because those get really sweaty. PTSD. 2 stars? Yeah, I even tried them on 2 stars. They were sweaty on 2 stars too. It's simple on 1 star. You can just breeze through it on 1 star. That's why I did it. I wasn't trying to sweat at all. Like I don't think they scored on me once. I don't think they scored on me once when they were on 1 star. So after the campaign, these EA Access solos, they are available until the 19th. So if you want to play them, go ahead. But I will warn you, prepare to be disappointed. It's 20 solos in total. If you want to take the risk, you see there, you get a Nat 80 plus overall elite pack. But if you didn't pre-order the game, and you have plans of getting Tom Brady or Mahomes at some point, maybe it would be smart to get the power up, although I think it's pretty cheap on the auction house right now. I wouldn't be playing these solos just for like a power up that goes for like 3 or 4K. Probably cheaper than that. You're really playing these for the 80 plus overall wide receiver pack. I mean, you can get pretty much any wide receiver. I didn't see any screenshots of Tyreek Hill or like, but I think someone said I think I saw a few people pull Michael Thomas from it. So I mean, if you can pull Michael Thomas, I'm sure you can pull Tyreek Hill. So you can pretty much pull any receiver, but I will say the odds of that are very unlikely. I pulled 81 Odell Beckham, OBJ, which 86 speed, he's a pretty good budget receiver. So I was happy with him. He helped me through some solos, but there's a good chance you'll pull like Cooper Kupp, for example. Shout out to Cody. But that Cooper Kupp is a really bad card. I think he's speeding like the low 80s. A pretty useless card, so that's a pop pulled. And the solos aren't bad at first. The Mahomes solos are actually fine. I can't go through all these because obviously it's a screen cap, but the Mahomes ones are fine. Once you get to the Brady ones, I would say the first 5 are fine, but then they just like, they go crazy in the second half. They're like full games. You have to make these crazy comebacks. Off to work. We'll pop in when I'm back. Hope stream goes well. Thanks, Silver. I hope work goes well for you. And I hope to see you later. So yeah, I would say all in all, these solos will probably take you 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe. I forget entirely, but If you want to take a risk, then sure, go for it. But other than that, you also get collectibles. I think you get them from these. You also get collectibles to give like exclusive card art for your Brady Mahomes if you pre-ordered it. But that's not super important. So you can skip these. You can skip these if you don't want to likely get a Cooper Kupp or an 81 overall receiver like I did. Then you could skip these. The coin reward isn't that great. I think you get like 3 or 4K. You're really playing these for the wide receiver pack, which will likely be an 80 or 81 overall, with the slight chance of pulling a high card, but it's very, very slight. I keep having to drink water. Where did I put my water? Oh, it's right here. But yeah, once again, before I transition into my next topic, if you got any questions, throw them in the chat. I will answer them at some point. Probably like within minutes of you asking them. But if we look still what's ahead, we got some player rankings to go over, and also probably the meat and bones. Well, I wouldn't say the meat and bones, but like probably like one of the longer sections of this podcast. A concerning future of MUT 22. Obviously, still a little too early to tell, but just based off some impressions, and then we'll close things out as we get closer to the midnight release of Madden 22. I'm excited. Actually, we do still have stuff to do. Once you finish the campaign, if you decide to get the 175 stars, if you decide to stop at you getting the power up player and the power up pass, or maybe you just decide to stop when you get the team captain. Which, by the way, I think that's a good segue into team captains. Although, no, I'll talk about them in player rankings. I wasn't planning on it, but someone remind me if you can. It's fine if you don't. I might forget anyways. When I'm doing player rankings, remind me. It wasn't planned. It's only 4 cards, but why not? Help you out. Help you decide on what team captain to choose. They're all solid cards, but I think there is 2 that are better than the rest, and it's helpful that they're on opposite side of the ball. But yeah, once you've done the campaign, and whether you decided or not to do the early access solos, you can jump into Forge, Gridiron Forge. I have not started these yet. This is one of the first things I'll be doing tonight. Basically, there's no rush to play. There's no rush to play these solos. The rewards are cool, but not the greatest. I would knock out all the objectives, aside from the head-to-head objectives. I've done all but the head-to-head ones. You'll get them eventually when you play head-to-head. There's no rush to really do them. I wouldn't even say the XP reward for I think it's like 35 head-to-head solos. Either head-to-head games or solo battles, you have to do 35 of them for like 10k coins, 10k XP. I mean, it's not even entirely worth it, but you'll get it eventually. There's no rush to really. You shouldn't really be going out of your way to get that objective, just for that XP, because it's really not worth it. Once you have most of those objectives done, you can come into Gridiron Forge and do them. Here are there's the rewards. You get an Elite pack, a Gridiron pack, and a few Pro Fantasy packs. I think it's only one, actually. And you get 18k plus coins, I think. Maybe that's more if you do it on 3 stars. I don't know. But there you see in Tier 1, you also got to get a Gold Plus pack. Get a 75 plus Gold player pack. So there are a few lesser rewards in there, but those are the main rewards. It is 50 solos, and they do get progressively more difficult. I hear that word on the street is that the first 2 tiers are really easy, but once you're in the 3rd tier, they start to get sweaty. So that's when you might want to have a really good team. That's why I'm waiting until I get my rookie premieres, and I buy a few cards, and I get my all my pre-order stuff like the Randy Moss and the Deion Sanders. Which, by the way, that is who you should be taking. I don't necessarily knock you as much for picking Tom Brady over Patrick Mahomes if you did pre-order the Dynasty Edition, but unless you're like a diehard Patriots fan, I would stay away from the Rodney Harrison or Wes Welker. You want to be going with Deion Sanders and Randy Moss. It's really not even a question. But then at the end, you also do get, speaking of the Patriots, you get an 87 overall J.C. Jackson, which is a really nice card. Let me pull up his stats real quick. I'm not going to transition into showing you, but let me just read off his stats for you. Yeah, Tom Brady's overrated, by the way. Thank you for reminding me, chat. Where is J.C. Jackson? So he has 87 speed, 89 agility, 89 acceleration, 83 agility, 84 COD. So pretty good physical stats. And then he has 86 man, 82 zone, 82 press. So solid coverage stats. He's more of a man coverage corner, but he's also a solid in zone. Solid enough to start. Me being a zone first guy, I don't play as much man, but still, he'll still be pretty solid with his speed and his physicals with the 82 zone. He will be solid enough for me to get a start, for sure. About to leave the gym. I'll pop in back when I'm home and showered. Thanks for being here, Nick. Appreciate it. So yeah, it's a J.C. Jackson you get. It's a pretty nice card. But really, that J.C. Jackson is the only reason you'll probably be playing the Forge, which, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want that J.C. Jackson. Unless you're, like, late to the game and you have there's better options for corners out there. Like, I could see later in the year that these Gridiron Forge solos aren't really worth it, because the packs, the Gridiron, the Elite Pack, the Pro Fantasy Pack, you might pull absolute garbage from them. I'm not always a fan of the solos that include packs, because yeah, you could pull something really good, but you're likely gonna pull trash. It's Madden, it's EA. More times than not, you're gonna pull some garbage rather than something good. But we buy the packs anyways. Funny that. But before you dive into, I said this earlier, before you dive into Gridiron Forge, I would focus in on the objectives. So I took some screenshots of the different objectives. They are mainly in Ultimate Season. As you can see right there, there's the daily objective, the weekly objectives, Ultimate Season rewards, which is, that's not even objectives. That just shows you the level up rewards. There's a lot of info out there for everything you get with the level up rewards. And once you get your hands on the game, you can come here to missions and see every single thing you get for every single level. I'm not going to go through them, but there are some pretty cool things in there, like some power passes. You do get an 89 overall Linval Joseph and a 91 overall George Kittle along the way, with the Kittle being the grand prize. What's up, Cody? Time to snipe. Good luck with that. Good luck with sniping on PC. If any of you are on PC, good luck with sniping. You're not gonna have great luck, because there's like 5 people that play that game on PC. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it's significantly a lot less. Yeah, his bot will do it. You're probably right. Hecker, of course, Cody the Rams fan is sniping for Johnny Hecker. Only Cody, the #1 fan of punters. That's Cody for you. But I mean, obviously first there's the daily objectives, which you can earn a total of Let's do math here. Math is hard. 3,000 XP. That's just XP, and then you can earn a quick sell of 25k. That's very low. That's not the first time. That's not my first time seeing it. I'm just saying that's very low. As compared to last year and years prior. And that's just one small reason, one very small thing that adds up to disappointment, I guess. But we'll segue into that later on when I talk about my concerns for this game. For MUT in general. But aside from dailies, there are daily, not daily, early access objectives. I don't know when they expire. They might expire on the 19th. I can't confirm it, but the 19th is when the solos expire for early access, so I would assume. What's up, Mikey? I can see Mikey doesn't like my decoration. Whatever. How's it going, Mikey? Kaylee! Thank you, Kaylee. Hope you're having a good day. Why am I green? I don't know. I don't really know. I can't give. No, I noticed that too. I can't give you an answer on that. I don't really know why I'm like tinted green a little bit. Calm down, Mikey. Calm down. So yeah, and then once you get the early access objectives done, I was going through my OBS settings. I went through all of them and I couldn't figure out what it is. But it's okay. If you're here later, you'll see why it's okay. But right now, I don't have any lights on or anything like that. I don't know why it's tinted green, but it's okay. Yeah, so I mentioned these Ultimate Season objectives earlier, and how the first one correlates to campaign. But then there's more. There's like fumbles. There is the head-to-head ones, which I wouldn't recommend doing right away. But then all you have to do is win 100 games. Mikey, I'm just gonna ignore you at this point. Trying to go over this stuff and Mikey's trying to make me laugh as usual. There's 30 fumbles as well, and open 50 packs. So they're pretty self-explanatory. They're pretty straightforward. They're pretty easy, and you get yourself. I think it's 60,000 XP total, but that's including the head-to-head games. But even then, it's what you're getting 48. You're getting 40k XP just from just excluding the head-to-head ones. So that's a lot of XP that'll go a good way towards your levels for sure. But again, I don't know if the 175 star one in the campaign is totally worth it, but it's really not a bad thing to go for. It's a lot of XP. And you also get some MUT Master objectives in there as well. So it's not the worst thing to go for that first one. Which, by the way, I also don't have. What? What are you talking about? So just still going over more of the objectives. There's also a Team Builders one, which you get a free 84 overall. Team Builder, I'm not sure I have the objectives anywhere. Yeah, here they are. So they're pretty self-explanatory, and you get yourself a free 84 overall Team Builder player. So just going through all these objectives, they're pretty worth doing. You get XP, coins, and also, like listed here, free 84 overall. So you definitely want to go into your objectives, go into your missions, and knock out all those objectives. That's definitely one of the first things you want to be doing. Honestly, I would be doing that before the Forge, the MUT Forge, because that 84 overall will help you out with the solos, because they do get a little difficult towards the end. And moving on, here's more objectives. Obviously for the Ultimate Champion, we're used to it being called MUT Master, but Cam Chancellor, really good card. Everything you'll be doing will go towards these objectives. I wish I gave XP. They unfortunately don't. But still, it's cool getting your Cam Chancellor up. Because a 95 overall, it's gonna be a really good card. And he'll get upgrades later in the year. You don't want to fall behind. And I believe really that's it for objectives. One last thing. Pac-Man's not gonna like this, but if you go into Superstar KO and you did not pre-order the game, you're not getting that free Mahomes or that free Brady. And you also are not getting rookie premieres, and you can't select that Trevor Lawrence. Going into Superstar KO, you can get yourself a Aaron Rodgers, 85 overall, really good stats. Starting out at least for sure. Quick sell him. Pac-Man is not a fan of Aaron Rodgers right now. He would definitely not be going for that card. And as far as other things you can be doing, aside from grinding XP, of course the Get a Player Pack is still there. It's still undefeated. It still does nothing but make you coins. It is slow at times, but here are the sets you can throw your silvers into. Not gonna dive too much into it because it's common knowledge every single year. You rip up in those Get a Player Packs, throw them into sets with the chance of pulling power-ups and golds, and you might even get an elite from the Get a Player Pack. So it's a low risk, high reward type of thing. Mikey, chill out. So that's pretty much it. And like, I'll show my team later on, but it's nothing special. So yeah, I will be right back. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back in a few minutes. We are back. Mikey asks, where is the gameplay? Well, the game is not out yet. It does not come out until 12. I have barely any time left in my trials, so I can't play the game right now. I wish I could be. Let's move on. But yeah, that's a general overview of what you should be doing right when you get the game, if you're not already aware. Once again, Popular Stranger does a really good breakdown, pretty much talking about everything I just went through. He beat me to it, but it's pretty much common knowledge if you've been paying attention during the trial period. But let's move on to player rankings. That is my music. It's music that's playing right now. Where is it? I guess I closed out. I thought I already had it open. I guess I did not. The professional tone. I'm trying, man. This is posted on YouTube, so I'm trying to sound professional for anyone who scrolls through it on YouTube and wants to give it a listen, give it a watch. Let's pull out our helpful notebook that we, our good old notepad that we used back in the last episode. Because we're short on time, I'm not going to be able to go through all of this. The highest rated Eagle is Devontae Smith, rookie master, 88 overall. It's gonna be a little bit until I get his card, but I will have him eventually. There were 3 things I was gonna go over: rookie premieres, team builders, and top 10 budget elites under 84 overall. I'm gonna give you the option. Is anyone besides Mikey in the chat right now that can answer this question? What would you want me to rank? Do you want me to rank the rookie premieres, the team builders, or budget elites? I only have time to go over one of them. I wish I had time to go over all 3. Budget elites? Alright, cool. I think it's probably the least exciting one because
we do not care.
Oh shit. I need to change that. So what's the funny thing about that? That clip is that clip goes off when I hit Control C. Control C is copy. I was gonna copy number 10 on this list. So I need to change the command for that clip. Yeah, I mean, why would you care? Yeah, I just added that clip a few days ago, and it's set as Control C. So that's funny. There might also be something for Control V too. Let me double check. Can I use Control V? Well, now that I have it saved on my phone, I feel like I can be using it a lot in Discord. I don't think there's a Control V, so I'm safe to use paste. Mike, I'll be playing that. I'll be playing that all for you once I start playing the game. Not trying to play any clips right now, but that was definitely a mistake. Maybe I should disable them all for this. That's what I'll do. I'll disable all the clips for this scene, for this specific scene on OBS, so that way that doesn't happen again. But yeah, number 10, as you can see, is Dante Jackson. So let's find him. I was saying earlier, before Mike Tomlin had to interrupt. By the way, that was pretty rude of you, Mike Tomlin, to say that we don't care. Yes, Mikey. Harder to see because it's further away. You'll see that there's more to it later on, in about an hour. Less than an hour. Dante Jackson. Yeah, I was saying earlier, the common theme of these budget elites is speed. So that's why this of the 3 rankings, I feel like this one is probably the most boring of the 3. But still, I mean, if you are looking for some budget cards, you don't want to be spending too much on core elites, these are some really good options for you. I mean, the eagle is a bald eagle. Mikey, stop judging my wall decoration, okay? You're the one who, for the longest time, said, why don't you have anything on your wall? I could have put anything on there. You'd be judging. Don't lie. So Dante Jackson. I mean, all you need to know is 88 speed. The only reason he's number 10 on this list, the only reason he's on this list is 88 speed. There are definitely better corners to go for that will be on this list, because this coverage is not good. I think 75 is the threshold, so you can get 75 man above. You can hit that threshold. With a strategy card, But that zone, you can't really get above 75, so he'll be good for solos just because of speed, but he'll also be good. He'll be a good returner for you too. But I thought just because of his pure speed, he was worth putting on this list. Number 9.
We do not care.
I did it again. Alright, I'm disabling that clip right now. Mike Tomlin does not care about number 9. That's okay. Well, my OBS froze, so let me just go over this real quick. Number 9 is Mika Fitzpatrick. So I did base these rankings on not only price and overall, but just how they are as a card. So Mika Fitzpatrick is obviously better than a lot of the cards on this list, but he is one of the more expensive cards. So if I look him up, I mean, he's 27K. He will go up for sure. You do want to be buying all your cards now, waiting to sell. But that's kind of common knowledge at this point. But I mean, you might be watching this without any knowledge, so I don't want to use that term too much. It's common knowledge to MUT veterans that are used to playing this game, but if you're not, then you might not know at all. But yeah, this Mika Fitzpatrick is 85 speed, 87 excel, 85 agility, really good physical stats, and he's 83 zone. It's a really good card. He has stats higher than his overall say, so he will be more expensive later on, probably in a week or so, but so snag him now if you want. It's a pretty nice card. Good overall stats. Clint Oldenburg is in the chat. Wow. Mikey changed his name. I almost did it again, chat. Mike Tomlin, you're not going to get in the way this time. Jamal Adams is up next. Let's try and find him. .85 speed, 74 man, 80 zone, but he also has 70 tackle, 85 hip power. He's always one of the best safeties to start the year. He has a balance of just about everything, and he's 6 foot tall. Could be taller, but pretty solid height. I'll probably pick him up myself, probably as like a backup safety, because there is a strong safety that probably I'm getting. That is better than him, but yeah, he's just an overall really solid card. Jamal Adams cards are always really solid all around, year after year after year. At number 7, Robbie Anderson. He's an 81 overall. .81 overall wide receiver with 87 speed. That's all there really is to it. Anderson. 78 catch. Route running isn't the greatest, but 87 speed. And he is 6'3"? Yeah, he's 6'3", so. You want to see Watson? I will show Deshaun Watson for you. I will show Watson for you, Clint Oldenburg. I can't believe Clint Oldenburg is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what an honor. So yeah, speed. That's all that needs to be said about Robbie Anderson. Here's Deshaun Watson. They really disrespected his speed. Quarterback speed in general, they disrespected. But for some reason, Trevor Lawrence gets 79 speed. I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. I think he's been really good, but like 79 speed, he's not that fast. They gave Russell Wilson 75 speed. Deshaun Watson 76. That's disrespectful, man. But 84 throw power, 81 short, 80 mid. Pretty solid quarterback. All around besides the speed. Yeah, but Fields has 87 speed, but that's because team builders in general, they based the speed in general on team builders. That's the reason on that. They kind of made them glitchy on purpose. Number 6 is Dion Jones. Now, linebackers are not that great, but this card isn't bad. Only 81 overall. Like, I'm not answering either of those questions, Mikey. I'm sorry. Pac-Man will answer them for you. 84. Two things here. 84 speed, 74 zone. You can get that 74 to 75 if you power up. That is the first zone threshold. Anything under 75 is pretty useless. It's like I think it might as well be like 50. So he hits that first zone threshold if you power him up, or with a chem, or with a strategy card, and he's pretty fast. And he's 6'1", solid height. He's not great against the run though. He only has 70 block shed, which actually is a little high, honestly. I swear it was like in the 60s. So, Dion Jones, good card. Really cheap. Number 4 is Denzel Ward. Let's go find him. To show you how prepared I am for this podcast, I didn't have these cards already preloaded. I was kind of in a rush. 87 speed, 88 excel. He's fast, and he has 80 man coverage. So I mean, if you play man coverage, heck, even 76 zone isn't that bad. This is a really good card. The only problem is if you pre-order the game, you already got Deion Sanders. And if you play through the Gridiron Forge, you already get JC Jackson. But this guy wouldn't be bad as a slot corner. He's a really solid looking corner. Only 83 overall, and he has really good stats. He has stats of like an 85 overall, so it's a nice card for sure. Number 4 is DK. Where's my guy Marshawn? He'll be in here eventually. Oh, I guess I gotta search Metcalf. As Krayla would call him. Yeah, DK's 83 overall. He's a little expensive for an 83, but he has 87 speed. He's 6'3". I mean, he's kind of similar to Robbie Anderson now that I look at it, now that I think about it, but he has better catching stats, a little better route running. 82 break tackle's nice. Yeah, don't sleep on DK. It's a nice card. Number 3 is kind of a budget card. He's 80. I put under 84. I meant 84 and above. I meant 84 and under. So you kind of might be confused with that. I meant 84 and under. Saquon. He meets the threshold of 84 overall. You may not really think of him as a budget back, but he is 84 overall. And he's probably a top 5 back in the game. He is pretty pricey right now. He might go down tonight at some point. But 86 speed, 85 excel, 87 agility, 75 truck. He just has a well balanced overall. 85 COD. And a little side note. This 83 overall is free. You can pick him in your stars pack. This card is basically -1s on his core elite, which is pretty good for a free card. He gets a new card this Friday. I think he does. But if he doesn't get a new card this Friday from Superstars promo, it will be next week. It'll be in part 2. There's 2 parts to it, and I've heard some people say he's in part 1. Other people say he's in part 2. I don't know who to believe, honestly. I was gonna talk about MUT Superstars, but I feel like we don't know enough about it yet. I'll probably wait until, I don't know when the next episode will be, but the next episode happens to be next Tuesday. I'll probably go over Superstar promo then. But we don't really know too much. All we know is that Saquon's getting a card, Russell Wilson, Scary Terry, and I think 2 other cards. I forget. The information is out there. You gotta find it, but it's out there somewhere on the 2 new card. On the 2, I think I was missing 2 cards in there. Now these.
We do not care.
Thanks, Mike Tomlin. Thanks, Mike Tomlin. I'm just rolling with it. I'm just rolling with it at this point. Shaquille Griffin is next. I don't know why I sounded so excited at saying his name there. Again, Marshawn, where are you at? I'm putting all the Seahawks on this list. I got nothing against Seahawks. No, he's a Jaguar now. Okay. I thought he was still in the Seahawks. That shows you how much I pay attention to free agency. 87 speed, and he has 87 speed, and he meets the 75 stone threshold. For an 80 overall, that's really good. You can get this card for literally 10k, 12k. Pack, I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for you to say that. I won't say it aloud. I won't say it aloud, but I knew you were gonna say that. It's not. It would be too bad to say, but I'm just not gonna say it. But yeah, there's Shaq Griffin. For an 80 overall, that's a really good card. Like, he would honestly probably make plays for you. He would maybe make plays for you in head-to-head, and you can get that card for like 12k. So. And speaking of cards that can make plays for you on head-to-head, number 1 is pretty easy. It's Raheem Mostert. I don't know how this card is a 81 overall, but he is, for some reason. He has 88 speed. I don't know what was EA smoking something when they made this card? I don't know, man. This card's really nice. I mean, speed's all you need to know. I mean, that's it. That's it. 87 excel too. 82 agility. 81 COD, they're not the greatest, but I mean, speed. Speed. That's all you need to know. He's the fastest running back in the game at 81 overall. Now, that'll change once Saquon's out, but even Saquon will have the same speed as him. Yeah, I mean... Now, the problem with this card is he's 22k, which is a lot for a 81 overall. And if you think you can power him up, yeah, good luck with that. He's 42k. 46k on Xbox. So, he's a little expensive. Mikey asked, is David Johnson in the game? Let me show David Johnson real quick for you. He has only a gold. 82 speed, 81 excel. He's very mediocre. And I'm not just saying that. There are faster backs in the game. And that's really all he's good at, is speed. Can't really do anything else. Look at all those orange ratings. Can't really do anything else. Mark Ingram, you're making me show all these cards. Jake, I'm gonna show Mark Ingram and stop there. Because J.K. Dobbins is a Raven. I'm just showing you your Texans players. 81 speed. He's not. Yeah, he's nothing special. 77 trucking's pretty solid, but yeah. You don't even have the game. You don't even have the game, Mikey. Why do you care? So those are. Unfortunately, I couldn't go over rookie premieres and team builders. Only have time for budget elites. Wow, it's 11:42 already. Wow. Shoot. I'm gonna go over my last segment in like 5 minutes, and then I'll quickly go off and be ready for the game to come out. Get rid of the notepad. So I'm not very quick at this stuff. So, the future of MUT22. If you get the game, Mikey, no one plays regs. I hate to break it to you, but no one plays regs. The future of MUT22. Where do we even begin? Where do we even begin? I could talk about this for 20 minutes if I wanted to. GoFox made a really good video about this. Go check it out. If you go to his channel, it's probably like one of the more recent ones. I think it's called like Why I'm Concerned About MUT22. He sums this up really well. Roboto summed this up really well the other night in his stream. Go check that guy out. He's awesome. Rubber toe, as many call him. But where do we even start? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Obviously, if it wasn't this bad, I wouldn't be making a little segment about this. But before I really go too into detail, it is still early. This game comes out in 16 minutes. Maybe they have stuff dropping at midnight that I'm about to talk about. But the big thing, I talked about this earlier. This game isn't as rewarding. It does not seem rewarding right now. You have to grind this. If you want level 50 without botting, you have to grind the same solo thousands of times. I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure shout out to my guy Cheese. He did the math. It takes 41 hours. And that is if you are like going at bot speed.
Rub me.
Mikey with the sub. Using Prime Gaming for 3 months. I appreciate it, man. How's the farm? How's the cows? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you would need to spam the same solo for 41 hours for thousands and thousands of times. I get the direction they wanted to go into. They wanted to make it harder to level up. I get it. They wanted to kind of steer us away from spamming the same solo. I get it. But what can we do aside from that? Complete objectives to get it to level like 9. Aside from all the head-to-head objectives, completing every objective in the game got me to level 9. I get it, you're not supposed to get everything all at once, but that's kind of sad. And that's just leveling up. the amount of content we have right now to start the game is lowest than it's ever been. There's no platinum cards in the level up packs. It just seems like they really, really do not want us to be wealthy to start out. They want us to do what they want. That's buy packs. I hate to be brutal here, but that's honest. Like, and we got a new guy in charge. We have a new guy in charge of MUT this year. I know Pac doesn't want me talking crap on him, but because he's a Packers fan, but it's not looking good for him right now. It's not looking good for him right now. Again, it's early, but and I could go on for this. I could go on about this so much longer. I really could, but we're running low on time here. But go watch GovFox's video. He sums it up really well. And the point he made at the end is that if they're going to make it harder to grind for stuff, then we've got to get something. They've got to give us something. Something to make up for it. Give us more house rules. Give us like a weekly house rules. Give us some fun stuff to play. So we're not grinding on every minute playing this game. Give us something more aside from seasons and weekend league. Give us more house rules. Give us a new online mode. Something. Because this grind seems like it's going to be a pain. And it really doesn't seem like it's going to be that rewarding. We're going to do it anyways, because what else is there to do? There's no training offers in the store. At least right now. Hopefully that changes, but I don't have my hopes up. That eliminates coin making opportunities. There's no trophies. There's no competitive stores. At least right now. And according to Pop, he was told that trophies are gone. So they gotta either somehow bring the trophies back or raise the coin rewards for weekend league and solo battles. They gotta make it worth it. Because if it's not worth it, we're just not gonna play it. And if we're not gonna play it, then the game is just less fun. It's not as enjoyable or rewarding. You know, the game is sweaty. It's a grind, but we play it to get rewarded. We play it to be rewarded. And if the rewards aren't up to par to what we want, then what's the point of playing the game? So I'm really concerned, but again, it's early, but I keep saying that, but it is early. But I'm concerned right now. That's why I had to make this whole little segment. I wanted to talk about all the good stuff to start, but here we are at the end, giving you my negatives. I hope we're wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that they kind of get their act together, but we'll see. We will see. Time will tell. So that's my little mini rant. It could have been longer. That's it shortened a bit. Hope y'all enjoyed. I thought this went well, aside from Mike Tomlin's interruptions. I will fix that for next time. This will be on YouTube. Hello YouTube once again. But this will be on YouTube right tomorrow. As of the 16th, it'll probably live. It's at some point tomorrow. So if you want to go sub to me over on YouTube, that would be appreciated. You can follow me over at I'mFlames too. Go check me out on Spotify. And if you do not follow me here on Twitch, it is at I'mFlames. Go follow me on Twitch. I think that's really about it. Happy Madden season. Hope you guys have a good year. I'll probably be here throughout the whole year, trying to give you tips, trying to direct you in the right direction here in our journey of MUT 22. Thank you for watching. those watching live right now, I will be back soon. But thank you for listening to episode 6 of MUTFocus, and I will see you next time. Peace out.